Welcome to the Prop Market. I'm your host, the Prop King, and today I have my 2025 Big Ten season win total predictions. I am super excited to bring you these three predictions for the Big Ten. I already have the SEC team totals up already on my channel, so go ahead and check that out. Also, I have NFL player props already up as well, season player props that are really, really profitable. So if you're into DFS, if you're into like player props, those are going to be absolute gold. So go ahead and check those out on my channel. Well, here we go. I'm going to do each of the major conferences along with I'll have a show with some of the other non-major conferences, three picks from those. And I absolutely love these picks here. It's going to be an easy cash, in my opinion. All three picks are really, really good picks. So much information to give out to you today. I said I was going to give these picks out on Saturday, and then I realized that the summer league, NBA summer league starts, and you absolutely know that's my cash cow right there. I cash out all the time on the NBA summer league. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to see NBA summer league picks and just totally make so much money because we really did last year. We did the year before. It's my niche, it's one of my niches along with college football. So I rival summer league and college football, about evenly. With that being said, let's go ahead and get to our picks for today. Got Drew Allar right here from Penn State as the main player on the screen. And we're going to go ahead and talk about the Penn State Nittany Lions first. Head coach James Franklin, record 10 and 2, conference record 8 and 1. 2025 win total is set at 10 and 5. The Nittany Lions important facts. Quarterback Drew Allar returning behind the best offensive line in the Big Ten. So, starting quarterback returning, really good offensive line. That's usually means you're going to have a good team. Really good trenches, offense and defensively. They also have 60% of production returning. So that's a lot. Actually, in fact, they are returning the highest amount of production of any high ranked team. So any team that actually did well last year, Penn State is returning the most production. So that's important. Not only are they returning, a lot of pieces, they're returning important pieces. We already talked about the quarterback, a lot of the offensive line, but also Allen and Singleton, the two bell cow running backs, are returning, and they should just be absolutely crazy this year. They also bought in three good receivers from the transfer portal. I think that was where their possible like holes were at. So they filled their holes in the transfer portal aware also. So they did a really good job in the portal. They've done a really good job of retaining their really good players. So I like Penn State as a team. Now, when you talk about season totals, you always got to go and look at the actual schedule. So that's what we're gonna do right now, because the schedule is almost just as important as the team, right? Because the schedule and the number they have them at. So we're looking at the schedule right here. You see that the first team they're playing is Nevada. I have a W. Now, just to explain how I pick how many wins a team will have, the W's are worth one, the T's are toss-ups are worth zero point 0.5, and then the L is worth zero. You see, I don't have any for sure L's on their schedule, and that says a lot about them. So Nevada number one, I got that as a win, easy win. FIU easy win, and Villanova easy win. So they're starting off with three easy games, also all at home. Their fourth game is also at home versus Oregon, and they're gonna play a new quarterback, Dante Moore, coming in first road start against a really good team. I think it's going to be a struggle for him. I got it as a toss up, but I really think Penn State, I'm leaning towards them winning that game. UCLA on the road, I think they're more talented. They win that. Northwestern at home, it's going to be a struggle for Northwestern this year. Iowa, I got them winning that game at Iowa. It may be closer than people think, but I still have them winning. Once again, Ohio State, a toss up for them. Penn State versus Ohio State. Penn State has all the production, all the experience coming back. We'll see what Ohio State looks like at quarterback. I'm not too sure where they're going to go there. And you know how I feel about quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are the most important people on the team when it comes to winning, in my opinion, because they touch the ball every single play. Indiana win, although Indiana had a really good season last year, I do see them going down a little bit. Michigan State at Michigan State, I see Penn State pulling that one out. Nebraska, although I'm high on Nebraska, higher than most, I still have Penn State with the win, and then Rutgers. I think they win Rutgers. I think Rutgers has a down season. So I have them at 11 total wins. Their season total is set at 10.5. So I absolutely love Penn State over 10.5. I don't see two for sure losses on their schedule. Some people say Oregon and Ohio State. I don't know. I don't see them both as losses. Actually, I think Oregon is a win. Um, but if they were going to lose two games, those would probably be the only two I could see them even possibly losing. But I don't see them losing Oregon, especially. And then Ohio State, like I said, it's a toss up. So I really like this over 10.5 wins for Penn State. The next team we're going to cover is Nebraska Cornhuskers. Matt Rule coming in with his quarterback coming back. We'll talk about that in a second. 2024 record, they were 6-6. Conference record 3-6. 2025 win total is set at 7.5. So not a high win total. Some important facts about him. Dylan Raiola coming back, returns at quarterback. They're ranked number 2 in the Big Ten in the portal ranking. So they win the portal. They really did a good job in the portal, and then they have a very favorable schedule. This is why I like Nebraska the most. I don't love them as a team. I'll be honest with you. Um, I'm not all in on Dylan Raiola as a quarterback. I'm not all in on them at all, but I absolutely do love their schedule. So let's get to it. This is why I love them. Cincinnati, it's a neutral site at Arrowhead, but Nebraska will have it'd be like a home game to them. So that I see that as a win. Akron and also Cincinnati's down this year. I got them ranked towards the bottom of the Big 12. So Akron's coming in to Nebraska. That's a win. Houston Christian, come on, man, another win. They schedule a lot of cupcakes. Michigan. Michigan's coming also into Nebraska. You're dealing with, when you're coming into Nebraska, you're dealing with some issues. The number one issue you're dealing with for Michigan will be, it'll probably be, well, it will be Bryce Underwood's first true road test. And I think he's going to crumble. I don't think he's going to play well in his first road game. I would like to see Michigan early in the year, maybe not so much on the back end when Bryce Underwood figures everything out. I think he'll be great. I think he's going to be a stud. I think Michigan has next year. I will probably have them on the show, but this year I think they'll struggle a little bit. Michigan State, I'll have another win for them versus Michigan State. Then we have Maryland at Maryland. So you see their first 5 games are all at home. So basically, I know Cincinnati is a neutral site, but basically 5 home games in a row. Then you look at Maryland, bottom feeder in the Big Ten. You know, I got them beating Maryland. Minnesota, you can row the boat, but I don't think they're more talented than Nebraska. I think they pull out that game. Then you got Northwestern, another team I feel towards the bottom of the Big Ten. Give me North the win over there. And then USC. USC is a toss up for me, even though it's at Nebraska. I still think USC is really talented. UCLA, I have Nebraska pulling out that game. They lost to them last year, so it's a revenge spot this year. And then Penn State, I have them losing that game. And then Iowa, I have it as a toss up. It's in Nebraska. If you look at the schedule, they only played 4 true road games. Only 4. Maryland, Minnesota, UCLA, Penn State. That's unbelievable. I don't know how that even happens. 8 home games, 4 road games. And I count Cincinnati as a home game because they're going to have 80 to 90% of the fans are going to be Nebraska fans. So you're telling me a team that has 8 home games? Come on, man. And the only road game that's, that I think is going to be hard, well, 2 of them will be Minnesota and Penn State. Maryland should be at the bottom, and UCLA should be struggling as well. So 2 of their road games are against really lower end teams. So I mean, if you just look at their schedule, like I said, it's super favorable. I got them starting off at 8-0. You may take that Michigan game off. It really doesn't matter. I have them finishing at 10 total wins. The number's just at 7.5 wins. They easily cash this over. Run to the booth. Nebraska over 7.5 wins. Last team on this schedule is the Michigan State Spartans. Jonathan Smith in his second year, record 2024 5-7, conference record 3-6. The win total's just set at 5.5. Now here's part of the reason why I love them. Aiden Childs coming back in his second year as a starter for them. Super five-star, super talented guy. He started to figure it out towards the end of the year. I think with more experience and a lot of talent. I think he goes ahead and figures it out this year. Five guaranteed wins on their schedule. So I think they have five guaranteed wins because of the teams they're playing, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then Jonathan Smith will have the program better in year two. I'm a huge believer in him and the coaches that he has brought in. So with that being said, I really, really like him as a coach and the people around him. Um, I think they beat UCLA and Minnesota, as we talk about, which are swing games. They have 14 returning starters, so that's another very important thing for Michigan State. And now let's just look at their schedule. So they're starting off with Western Michigan. I think that's a win. Boston College, I'm down on them this year. That's a win. Youngstown State should be another win. So they should start 3-0. They should start 3-0. First three games are all at home. It's a popular trend, as you see. Then they have USC. I have that as a loss for them. Nebraska, also a loss. Then you have UCLA. I have it as a win. Like I said, I'm not too high on UCLA. I know they have Nico. I know a lot of people are saying he's going to be really good, and he may be. But I think from top to bottom, Michigan State is a more talented team, and Aiden Childs is a really talented quarterback, and he'll have some games under his belt. And I think they'll be coming back off of two losses, ready to play. Indiana, believe it or not, I have it as a toss up. Some people think, well, look at Indiana last year. It was a flash in the pan for me. They had a really good schedule. They had a really everything kind of stacked in their favor. I think they're going to come back and struggle a little bit this year, kind of go back to what Indiana used to be. Michigan, I have it as a loss. I think Michigan's a little too much, too talented, too big in the trenches for that. Minnesota, at Minnesota, you see I'm low on Minnesota. I have that as a win. Some people will go against that and say I don't understand that. I think Minnesota is going to have, a decent team, but I absolutely love Michigan State's roster compared to Minnesota's roster. Penn State, I have it as a loss. Iowa, I have it as a toss up. It's in Iowa. I'm not too high on Iowa, but I do like the Michigan State team versus Iowa. Iowa, although they're playing at home, that's why it's a toss up for me. And then Maryland, I have them at the bottom of the Big Ten, and I have a win for Michigan State versus Maryland. That gives me 7 wins. If you add the W's are 1 point, the T's are toss ups are 0.5. That gets me at 7. They're over 5.5 wins. I think it's going to be a cash here. A lot of people don't understand. Their schedule is tough, but it starts off very, very reasonable. They avoid Ohio State and Oregon, which is a good thing. So I think even though the schedule is not super easy, they did stack it with some easier wins at the top of the schedule at the beginning of the year. Should propel them to get 6 wins. I can count 6 wins right here with Western Michigan, Boston College, Youngstown State, UCLA, Minnesota, and Maryland. I don't think it's a reach. And then the toss-ups, Indiana's a possible win. I can see them possibly winning that game along with Iowa. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button. Also subscribe. I will have college football content throughout this season. There's a lot of people that's going to be doing college content. I'm one of the first people coming out. I think that deserves to subscribe just off that. Also, leave a comment. Comment sections are always welcome. Agree, disagree, ask me about some other teams that I did not post. What do I think about them? A lot of people did that in the last show, and I don't mind reaching into my bag and figuring out, what I think about these other teams. But these are just my three most confident picks. So, like I always tell you guys, keep what you like, leave what you don't, and let's cash.